Hello YouTube, welcome to Elmore County and the beautiful Impact Crater Creek. I finished my last video earlier and I found a beautiful piece of petrified wood. Like we could start with that. I'm on this little island here, and it come up real quick, so hopefully that'll happen again. Like I said, I am in Elmore County, Alabama, where the impact crater, if you need to Google that, you would type in impact crater, Elmore County, Alabama, and you will see. I am mainly looking for petrified wood today. I have a friend I'm going to send a whole box full. I'm going to send what I find here today and what I've already collected at home. I usually get 10 or 20 pounds of it. But I usually go upstream. There is a piece of petrified wood right there. It's not big, but it's what it is. I have got to get my camera back where I can keep it on my target. So that's two pieces on this little piece of the island. I said that there I could bet there I was going to find some on. So, there we go. We have officially found two pieces. But none of the sparkle. And that's what we're really after. Oh yeah, I did find a piece of that. Forgot. There it is. It really has to be cleaned. Once it's clean, you can really see how beautiful it is. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining me. I like to walk these creeks and find these beautiful stones, petrified wood. We find agates, quartz crystal. You hear me starting to jingle. Put my rocks in my backpack. There we go. That's an agate. You can see that red in there. It's always just so fascinating to me. That top has quite a bit of red. I'm going to keep this one. I've got so many like this, it's unbelievable. But when I find them like this without fractures, it makes me want to keep it. But I'm afraid that I could fill up a truck with what I think's pretty. And I'm trying to find the special and unique. For somebody that likes rocks, it's not hard to find something pretty. It's in the eyes of the beholder. that water wasn't so cold, but it is, so. That's it. Petrified wood. So that's 3 pieces on this one little island. And I'm sure there's plenty more. That's where I came from. I'd like to walk that wall. I got distracted by this little island here. I gotta take this hoodie off. I'm hot. That's one good thing about the South. Very many places you can say you're hot in the summertime. I mean winter. Ah, we definitely get hot in the summer. That's just a seam. I have really found some beautiful pieces that has got this, I call it a summer moss, because in the summertime when these rocks will turn, sometimes they'll turn green. That's a beautiful piece of that driftwood. That's so heavy. Look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. And you would not believe how heavy that is. I mean, it is heavy. Oh. I want to take a nice picture of it. Man, that's beautiful. There's a line of rocks right here. Got my curiosity up. Oh, I know what that is. Look, there's the clay. See that clay? I'm going to take this and put it where nobody can run over it. I'd hate to mess up a young person's vehicle. Okay, that is beautiful. That's always interesting to me, when you can see where it's coming out of the cliff. I guess you'd say bank. That's a big deer right there. Big one. You can see how heavy he is because I'm not even making any indentions. And he's going deep. It's a big old male. Look at there. Can't believe I did that. I seen that square sticking out of there. I'm like, that looks like wood. And it is. Look at that big piece. Well, if I showed it to you, you could see it. Ain't that something? It's going to be really pretty when I get it clean and you can see it. I believe it's, yeah, it's full of crystals. You can't see it when it's dirty like this, but you can feel it with your fingers. It's just, it runs in these, that's the biggest piece I've found down here with the crystals in it. So that's nice. That's a good find. I can't believe I seen that square. That's what gave it to me. All right. I am really happy about that piece. Get over here and look. That is a nice piece. Was not expecting that. New Hope. And I knew these old rock piles was a good place to look. That's going to be a really nice piece when I get that scrubbed out and those crystals exposed. Because they were the good sized ones. It hurt my thumb when I ran it over it. I cut my thumbnail off. But I lost my tool. Now I gotta get up in here because I done found something. What a beautiful red piece. That's really nice. That's Jasper. Oh man, you should see you see those lines in there. That is beautiful. Let me wipe it on my pants. That is really beautiful. I really like that. That's two really nice pieces out of here. Alright, found me a little spot. See, in the summer this was so grown up I wouldn't get in here because I was worried about the snakes. And that's probably about what everybody else was saying and doing. So now I'm in it. Gotta keep my eye on that sunlight too. That's the kind of stuff I always find so interesting. With the colors and everything in there. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but it flat shines right through for me. When you hold it, you just see all kind of burgundy and red running through it. And with me finding that big old piece like that, I don't want to just walk off from here. Because usually when you find something like that, you find several of them. Because it's been skipped over. Because like what I said, this tile was so grown up, nobody was getting in it. But it's getting dark so early now. Usually it'd be daylight to 8 or 9 o'clock. Now, I'm lucky if I can get to 5 o'clock. I'm not sure if y'all can see that. I got to throw this stuff down. I got so much of it. And it's hard sometimes. I tell myself before I get here, I'm not going to keep all this stuff. And I end up getting home with a backpack full of it every time. And there it sits. And I still hadn't got to the cutting and polishing part. But it's coming. I know I keep threatening everybody. But I guarantee you I will do it. These are bigger pieces. But it usually happens like with that first piece I found. You're not really looking and you reach down and touch something and that's it. But it's hard to do that on purpose. That's some more of that stuff. I don't know what it is. I watch these videos with people finding arrowheads and it's like, geez, there just seems to be everywhere. And they'll just walk up and move something with their finger and there's a whole big arrowhead. And I was like, man, it's just not happening for me like that. But there's always a reason and a why. I'll get mine. It took me a year to find this brilliant wood. So I'll find it. I found some beautiful pottery and man, I really found some beautiful artifacts in that Artesian creek I go to. That's another place I'll go and do a wintertime look through. See, that looked like it for a minute, that white stuff, but it's not. This beats being in the house anytime. This is some kind of ancient something. I don't know what it is. But you can see that it's some kind of conglomeration. I believe it must be just some kind of packed up clay and sand, but you can see the bubbles in it. So it must have been like a bubble pit, like a mud pit. That's all I can see in my imagination is. And then you know how that works. You can be totally wrong. But imagining it, I was in Nevada and seen a bubbling mud pit like that. And that's what makes me think of it, because it kind of looked like that. And I found too that this brilliant See, that's like a sandstone. And it's got, oh, it's hard. But this brilliant wood is UV reactive. I don't know if that's how you say that. But some of the bigger pieces when I got home, I didn't even think of trying it. And I shined it on there and it just pops real orange. You see that? I am so curious to find out what that is. The way that reflects light, the way it does. If you know what that is, you got nowhere to tell me. Okay, I guess I'm gonna move up. I always feel really lucky. I've left out of here and went looking and realized I was in it at home. I didn't have to go anywhere. Although I have several places, I'm planning up a big spring, summer for 2026. I'm going to try to stay here in Alabama. I may venture into Georgia a little bit, Mississippi. And see how that's got that shape. It's just something about this stuff. Don't know what it is. Okay, here we go. I'd like to get up into Tennessee too. I really love Tennessee and Kentucky. I have found some beautiful stuff in there. But I mean, that was before people was filming what we do and had a place to put it. Because I started YouTube just to make sure I wouldn't lose my private videos, like a storage bank. And then it turned into petrified wood. Why not? I really can't wait to start working it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've got everything, getting it ready. I just have to do it. And doing that kind of thing is not like a creek. Because when you're done, it's still there. You don't leave. Look at that. That is purple. Look. I say purple. I get my purples and blues and stuff mixed up. But it is beautiful. It's just got all kind of structures and different kinds of movements. It's according to where you move it when you see it. I really like it, and that's dry. I couldn't imagine how pretty that is wet. It looks like a piece of meat. Like a piece of deer meat. Keep that. That looks like wood. And it is actual real piece of wood. Thought it looked like it. Imagine that, wood that looks like wood in Alabama. But this is how you do it. And I know there's a lot of people out there that jump from find to find to find. Oh, I hope that's, nope, that's real wood, not petrified. I'm just not one to put on, and if I find something, I want to catch it on camera and just truly be excited about it. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I had to find it, leave it alone, turn on my camera, get everything set up, and then go, ooh, I just couldn't do that. And not saying it's wrong. I personally couldn't do it. And not saying I won't. Someday, somehow, that could happen. I don't know. It could be a lot easier than what I do now, but I can't see anything much easier than just... Ooh, did you hear that? Told you it's hunting season, right? So it might not be a good idea for me to get back up in here any further. I think I might hit that one last bend right there. I stay in this creek because a lot of this land is private property on these sides here, and I just don't get up in there. I just hate to be in line with one of them bullets. But that's fresh. See where he slung that dirt, that sand? You can see where he slung it out. And he's running that way. Looked like they stopped and had a little meeting right there. I was looking downstream to see if I seen anything down there. Look how pretty that sunlight's coming through them trees. And it's beautiful. See, that's fresh. See that flung back right here? He came from there and went up into there. I hear it. That's probably birds. I hear something. It's most likely that's birds. Look how beautiful that is. I know that might not be as beautiful to some people, but I really think it's beautiful. Just nature. There's so many birds in there, you can hear them in the leaves. I guess they're hunting in the leaves. I'm gonna try to be real quiet where y'all can hear it. That is a wild magnolia. The green. I hear them singing. It's a beautiful day. And I know we have different species that migrate and come through. That nest. Yeah, it's full of birds. That's exactly what I heard. You can see where we got down to that layer. I found some beautiful fossils in here a few months ago. I don't know what they are. I think I took a couple of pictures of them and they're in a box now with the rest of my summer. I did so much over the summer. And there's a lot of wildlife back here. I just hope if there's a hunter, they will see my bright clothes. Walk over here. It's amazing how different it is from one end to the other. Because when you go upstream, you don't find that clay like that. And there's a lot less sand and a lot more rock. And when you head downstream, just completely different. I remember there being a big cliff down here. And see, if a good flood would come in, it'd wash all these leaves out. And I'm not saying flood, just flash flood. Wash. Nope. Because I'm sure it's in here. It's just not as much in here as it is upstream, and you would think that it would wash down here. And it does. I mean, I just found some, but it's just not as much. It's just absolutely beautiful. Well, I'm 40 minutes in. I sure appreciate y'all joining me. Y'all be blessed. See how beautiful that rainbow is coming through them trees. I sure appreciate it. I am going to go further that way, and I will see y'all in a couple of days. Thank you. Have a good evening.